Hey maker, in this video I'm going to walk you through the steps I took to actually style and compose this photo. If this is your first time joining me, hey, I'm Christina Nicole, product photography coach for makers. This video is part of a 5-video series from start to finish on how I shot this watermelon scented candle. For this shoot, I went with a slice of summer picnic theme. So we're going to talk about the actual way that I laid this image out so that the product still stayed the focus, even though we have a lot of additional elements going on. So first, I laid down the faux grass, added the sky backdrop, and then I took the table runner. And instead of just like laying it out flat and making it look super staged, I went ahead and bunched it up a little bit like somebody had kind of been sitting on it. Makes it more true to the actual setting. And then I went ahead and placed the basket on the right side. My light source is coming from the left of the setup. Anytime I have a larger element, I like that larger element to be opposite the light source so that it doesn't cast a bunch of shadows onto the actual setup. So I typically put my larger elements to the right of the setup, opposite the light source, because I'm typically always shooting here. Then we have our product front and center. I went ahead and put the product on, it's actually just a slate coaster, but I wanted to pull the black from the label into this actual setup just to kind of keep that dynamic look. And so this is also framing the product, which puts a little bit more focus on it. It's separating it from the actual picnic blanket, which is making it appear that it was placed there kind of intentional. So a little bit of contrast there between the blanket, a little bit of framing. It's going to draw focus to the actual product. Then we have a green plate over here with some watermelon. That's just adding to our scent. We can taste it, we can smell it, all the things. And then we have a glass of lemonade back here. Lemonade has a little bit of height as well. So even though we've got some asymmetry in our shapes and stuff here, we've got some balance with the weight of the watermelon in the glass to the size of the basket. The lemonade is placed behind the watermelon, kind of framing the edge of that. We've also created some nice negative space between the actual elements. So you'll notice there's equal space here and here. And then of course, we've made this look as realistic possible with a straw, some faux ice cubes, and some slices of lemon. Then to give the illusion of actually being in the scene, adding a little bit more depth, inviting somebody in, I actually pulled, and they're starting to wilt now, but I pulled some smaller leaves from a tree in my yard, and I have added them to the background. This one's about mid, but adding these here, now we do have to watch placement because on this side we had to really watch placement because we didn't want shadows from the leaves being casted onto the backdrop. So you got to be mindful of that as well. You got to pull it forward a little bit so we aren't getting shadows being casted onto the backdrop because then it wouldn't look real. Leaves don't create shadows in the sky. So these ones are placed a little bit further back because we didn't have to worry about that so much. And that's it. That's the layout. That's how I styled this. We created some stacking here for some visual interest, but I think that about covers it. See you next time.